What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Now, this week, we're coming to my side of the water. We're coming to Europe, checking out some overseas guard play in the EuroLeague. This is some of the best guard play, even by NBA standards. I'm really excited to get into this, and there's a lot we can learn. So welcome to the program, and let's get to it. Okay, guys, we have Mike James. Now, number 55 right here, the all-time leading scorer in the EuroLeague. Also had some stints with the Suns, also with the Nets when KD was over there. But not much introduction needed, but I want to get some things off top when I talk about professional basketball versus college basketball. Now, a few things, and one of the biggest things that Mike James does, like I say, the all-time leading scorer, but his game is simple. And that's a big difference between college guards and pro guards is that the longer you're professional, you have to actually simplify your game and do what works, right? There's not much experimentation. And the thing that Mike James does is he builds his game. Now, what does that mean? He builds his game, and in my eyes, it's layered, right? So his first thing that he does, and we're going to jump into the tape, is the first thing that he does is he's a great isolation player. He gets a switch with the big on him, and he gets to work. Now, most of the time, it's this hezzy three-point shot, right? So he has a hezzy going left, and he has a hezzy going right. We get it. It's a green, but we're back in this situation. Same team, same game, and now we have, right? Let me go back. We have the switch. So we set a ball screen. We want to get a switch. So he's really making sure he gets a hit. If you want to create a switch, which is how we are playing basketball these days, we are hunting advantages. So to get this advantage, you really have to hit him. And when he hits him and rolls, now we have our switch. So what Mike James is doing right here, he's really just dancing, but he's trying to get his rhythm. Rhythm. We just seen him have a left hand pull up. And now we're dancing, side step to the right. Right? This is a highly contested shot, but someone like Mike James, all-time leading scorer, like I said, great playmaker, can make these shots with ease. And that's what he does, right? That's what he's known for, okay? So he builds his game off of the three-point shot. And so now we're going to break down some of these things. Like I said, he's the all-time leading scorer. So teams are not just going to let him get easy ones, right? So he has to create his own things. And this is what I want to show you is how in your game, no matter what it is, if you're strong driver, if you're a shooter, or no matter what your game is, you can take your strength and really just build off of it. And I really believe that's how people should be training these days because it matters what you can do, right? I think development's sort of dead in the game of basketball. So when you get to your spot, you have to be ready, and you get your opportunity, you have to really produce. So let's see right here. So we have a screen, get a little dribble handoff. We got Daniel Tice right here. He used to be in the league. And how is he getting guarded, right? Hard hedge, right? Because he's the all-time leading scorer. So what we do, we kick it, maybe not the best pass, but okay, fine. Daniel Tice gets it back. We're going, okay? So let's see. Playing off of our game, all-time leading scorer. So what's Kalaitis going to do right here? He's going to be in deny. He's going to really try to pressure this. Be in deny. That's what we do. We backdoor. We don't want to fight the deny. If they're going to deny us, we're going to backdoor. And now we're playing. We got a cutter. All eyes are on us. We can do really whatever we want. We have a float. What does Mike James get to? He starts to play make, right? If you're a good guard and you're scoring the ball, teams are going to collapse. Teams are going to really focus on you if you're killing them. We play make, get a kick. What do we got? Green, right? And these are what make you high-level basketball players. A lot of people can score the ball, but what happens when you know what I'm saying, get stopped? Okay, so we're at half court. You'll have seen me. I talked about in the Kai and Anthony tape. If you're not an elite scorer or elite shooter, you want to play in the scoring area because it makes, a lot of things easier. If they go under, you can still hit this shot. But someone like Mike James, unlimited range, so we're okay with playing with so much space, and that's why pros have a lot more space because we can shoot deeper shots. And these guys are snipers, right? So if you help off, it's kick. Anyway, let's see what we got. So we got a little ball screen, Daniel Tice. And just like I said, in college basketball, this guy is hedging, or when he's coming up on the switch, he's staying heels or toes behind the three-point line. Why is he doing that? Because for a lot of college guys, we're living off this shot. Mike James, you're dying off this shot, so you have to get out here. Like I said, he's playing off his game, plays off the reputation of being the scorer. So what can we do? Since he's so high as a big man, we want to attack this, right? And he misses his layup. But to me, I still believe this is a quality look. He gets his shoulders past him, and it's all set up by his ability to have, gravity on the defense and make them come to him. So he missed the layup, but I still think it's good. Now, once again, we're up here. We're high. The defense has to guard us out here. So we're coming up for a screen. And what do? First thing we should always look for in the screen is a reject. And that's what Mike James gets to. So he rejects it. And now he's on our hips. He thinks we're a scorer. But since we already have this head of steam downhill, and this is probably going to be a double contested shot, so we don't want to get all the way downhill. Come to a stop, a good move right here, right? He bumps him a little bit, SGA style. Good shot, right? So we have the ability to shoot from the three-point line. Now we're getting to our mid-range, right? Mid-range is not dead. No matter who says it, mid-range is not dead. It has just evolved. So we're catching it off this pipe cut right here. A lot of players run this little, or a lot of teams run this little zipper action. I would call it zipper, pipe cut, whatever you want to call it. We catch it up high, which is good. Tyus look like he's flopping right here. Let's see what we got. Coming through with a ball screen. And so what Tyus does, he knows they're going to be hedging, so he gets out of there early, right? He doesn't really hit. He's still trying to create separation. So he's creating separation. So we do have a pass right here. But since he hedges, he's about to run into him. So Mike James can get downhill. He gets downhill, and this corner man helps. Now, this is probably on the whatever this team is. I'm not pronouncing that. They call him Red Star, I believe. This team right here is probably not his help. He doesn't want to help. Well, he's not supposed to help. This guy is supposed to be the help man for here. But tendencies happen in basketball. You see a guy coming shoulder straight down the line. We're going to help right here. But when you help from the strong side corner, it's the easiest read in basketball. He's going to kick it and have a knockdown shot. So for the defense, you can't help from the strong side corner. It's really, I mean, the only thing that potentially could happen is if you can communicate, if these two guys are communicating and he helps and he kicks it and then he's able to go out and get that contest. But it's very hard to do. And even if he can get out there in somewhat of time, like I said, these guys are making $500,000, $400,000, millions of dollars. They are knocking these shots in literally for a living. So it's going to be a wide open kick, green. I mean, it's easy money. That's the easiest type of shot you can get. So now we go back, and I just want to reiterate, he's hedging all the way out here near half court, right? So when we fast forward, let's see what happens when he doesn't get this hedge. When he doesn't get this hedge, what happens? Doesn't get the hedge. He doesn't stop the ball. Why are we hedging? To stop the ball. So he doesn't get the hedge, right? He does hedge, but he's trying to get back to Tice. He doesn't really stop Mike coming downhill. And like I said, when, these are automatic things. At the pro level, you see the look you like, whether it's a shot, whether it's a pass, no matter what the look, you see the same look so many times that, once again, Mike James is in his 30s. Big man's not there. This is really not a contest for him. Green light, as we say, good shot, Mike James. All right, next possession. This is where we're going to run a set for Mike. We come to a dribble handoff. And this is just what shows you how good of a player and how, when you're such a good player, teams run the offense through you, right? He catches this, and he drives it all the way across half court, right? He takes up the whole play. And what does this do? We get this switch, right? Why does he do this? We get this switch on a big man. So we get it, and what do we want to do? We kind of want to drag it out. So there's no help for the big man. The big man is on an island. Big man's on an island. Now he's at our mercy, right? He takes his time. A lot of us can get a switch, and now we're all, oh my God, we're playing like it's 2 seconds left. No, it's actually 14 seconds left. So we have time. We have him in our isolation. Get a foul, and one. A pro and one. Continuation and one. Hit him with our move. Hip check, right? We're trying to go by a big drive right at his hips, drive right at his knees. Let's see if he's really willing to put his knees out there. Probably not. Okay, so now we're moving on. We saw some half-court things that Mike was doing. Another facet of his game, and this is a facet of just the game in general today, but also real good scorers, no matter who it is, probably in the last 30 years, understand that you have to get your buckets in transition. Why do you get your buckets in transition? Because you end up cross-matched, meaning you might have a worse defender on you. Teams are jumbled up. They're not fully back. You might have advantages. So you want to be able to attack in transition. And this is another thing that Mike James obviously understands. He's great at this. So things that happen in transition are early ball screens. What are early ball screens doing? They create a little confusion. We don't really know what the coverage is. He doesn't know if it's going over and under. So we get hit, right? And now we're at our mercy. Good cross to change direction. Right? We were comfortable. He had no pressure that whole possession, right? Which, once again, that's what transition basketball does for you. Another example, okay? We're in transition. Daniel Tice is about to set this half-court screen. And it's crazy how good and how much gravity Mike James has. We set the screen, he's hedging at half court, right? That's not what you do a lot of times. A lot of times, the big back here, he's going to try to go under, and we'll try to figure that out. And maybe that's what the coverage should have been. But instead, he's hedging and he comes forward. So as Mike beats this, now we're playing purely advantage basketball. So what happens? These two guys are stuck. We come down, high-level basketball play, good bounce pass, and one. Transition, gravity, all these things can make the game so easy for you. Another example, we see the ball go through the net right here, but still, it doesn't matter. We're pushing it, and these guys aren't back. And so we're fully across the court. He's not looking, he's not engaged, he's not really engaged. And this is what you get from pushing the ball. Still 21 seconds left on the clock. So we come down, like I said, we're going to have an early ball screen. And this is something that, like, I love to do as a guard. It's still, we call it slicing the floor, crossing the floor, but almost in a casual way, right? We're just reading, seeing, and when you're probing like this, people start to, okay, he's looking. Now he's looking at me, right? He's like, oh, should I guard? He's still behind the play, so he doesn't know. There's nobody on me, so he might step up. So just creating this little confusion, and your big man's good. He sees, okay, he runs. It's too late. Right? Like I said, he wasn't engaged the whole possession. Just good things. Now, once again, we got Mike in transition. We're pushing it. And my role in transition as a point guard or as a, ball handler, if they're not stopping you, don't stop, right? This is how you get easy baskets. This is how you score the ball. If you want to be a top scorer, you got to take the easy ones. Now, this is a difficult shot. You know what I'm saying? This float right here is a difficult float. But he's able to get it done. Why? Because nobody stopped him. And like I say, he's the all-time leading scorer. And if he does not want to shoot this float, he has a little wraparound. I think that's Miritich, too. Shout out Miritich. Another example, like I said, we set this early ball screen. People are still jumbled up. We set this early one, and we're able to get downhill. The good thing about these things, when you set a half-court ball screen, let's say this is just stagnant in half-court. That means he's going to be in the gap here. Your offensive man is going to be here, so he'll be here. He'll be ready down low. Like, everybody will be set. But if you can set these things in transition, look, he's not set. He's still trying to communicate. So we set these things in transition, no coverage, and now we have a lay, right? All good things, okay? Another example, ball goes through the hole. Let's see what Mike James does when ball goes through the hole. Just see his body language. Running. Let's push. Once again, we're playing EuroLeague, so this is high-level basketball. We're pushing the ball, and we see the court. He's really not in the gap ready to guard. He's not in the gap. These guys are all on the other side of the midline. Right? He doesn't know who's behind him. He doesn't know if his screen's coming here, his screen's coming here. He's preoccupied. So now it's just one-on-one. We come down, but do foot speed. He's expecting somebody to be in the gap, but there's nobody in the gap, so we score the ball. Another example, right? We even got a guy tying the shoe, but we don't care. We're pushing the pace. And like I said in the beginning, what does pushing the pace do? Pushing the pace allows us to get cross matchups, right? So now we got the 5-man on us. I think it's Motley right here. We got at least 4 or 5 men on us. And what does our coach do as soon as we have it? Say, hey, let's run it back. Right? And this is 17. This is right when the shot clock starts. Hey, everybody separate. Everybody spread out. And now what are we going to get to? So I showed you in the beginning. I showed you now. We work to the mid-range. We're getting back cuts. We're working in trans. Now let's see what we get to. Hezzy, Tracy, right? And you can build your game off 1 or 2 moves and become a good scorer. People have done it all the time, but at any level. Build your game off 1 or 2 things. Like I said, strong driver, shooter, no matter what it is, cutting, all these things matter. And if you can build your game off that, you can actually become a good player at any level. Trust me on that. But I appreciate you watching. Go ahead, drop a like on the video. Like I said, go ahead, subscribe, man, and stay tapped in with me.